Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is the Parakram Diwas. So, on the occasion of Parakram Diwas, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be virtually participating in a ceremony to name 21 largest unnamed islands of Andaman and Nicobar Islands after 21 Paramveer Chakra awardees. It is pertinent to note that Ross Islands was named as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep by Prime Minister Narendra Modi when he had paid a visit to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in 2018. This was done keeping in mind the historic significance of the islands and to honor the contributions and memories of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Neil Island and Havelock Island had also been renamed as Shahid Dweep and Swaraj Dweep. So this is the today's event uh, which has been celebrated, which is going to be celebrated in India on the occasion of this Parakram Divas and also the 126th birth anniversary of Subhash Chandra Bose, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So, guys, let's come and put some light on the role and the life history of the Subhash Chandra Bose, his all of the contributions which he did. So, Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1987 in Cuttack, Odisha Division, Bengal Province. Right now, Bengal and Odisha both are two separated states. Earlier than the entire Odisha used to came under the Bengal province under the British Raj. Subhash Chandra Bose had given the slogan, "Give me blood, and I shall give you the freedom," which he had told in the Hindi version, "तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुम्हें आज़ादी दूंगा." And the standing on the dais of the at the land of the Singapore, which was controlled by the Japanese army, and over there he led the entire uh, Azad Hind Fauj to to defeat the British and to capture India and to make it to complete freedom from the British. He was also the first man to call Mahatma Gandhi as the father of nation from that dais of the Singapore also. Rabindranath Tagore also gave him the title of Desh Nayak. So let us come to the other achievements. As we all know that Subhash Chandra Bose had also cleared the Indian Civil Services, currently which is called as Indian Administrative Services. Back that time in 1919, he cleared the Indian Civil Services. He went to the London to give the exam, but over there, as all of us knew about his attitude, how he was, how brave and how a savage person he was, he resigned from the civil services. As he also notified that he also noticed that he was not able to work along with the Britishers. So in 1924, when he returned to the Calcutta, he was appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Calcutta Municipal Corporation. In 1942, he earned the title Netaji in Germany by the Indian soldiers of the Azad Hind Fauj. This Germany, Subhash Chandra Bose in the Germany, we will look into the in the further in this video. So in 1949, 1945, actually it was said to be that he died in a plane crash, and however, there are still many conspiracy theories regarding his death, but the Shah Nawaz committee report concluded that he died in a plane crash. Subhash Chandra Bose was highly influenced by Vivekananda's teachings and considered him as his spiritual guru. His political mentor was Chittaranjan Das, who was also called as the Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das. Uh, Earlier, he used to work as an editor for a Das newspaper, which was called Forward, and later he started his own newspaper called Swaraj. Well, in 1923, Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as the president of All India Youth Congress as well as the secretary of the Bengal State Congress. He was twice elected President of Indian National Congress 1938 from Haripur and 1939 from Tripoli. Owing to political differences, he resigned from the Congress presidency in 1939 and organized the All India Forward Bloc, a faction within the Congress in Bengal. The purpose was to consolidate the political left and major support base in his home state Bengal. In Calcutta, he organized mass protests and he was arrested also. Later he was put under the house arrest from where he escaped and went to Germany via Afghanistan. At that point of time, actually Netaji had escaped from the house arrest in Calcutta to Europe, that is the Axis powers. Uh, Over there, where Axis powers, where he had gone, we will look forward into the video. Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose ideology tilted towards socialism and leftism authoritarianism. He has set up an Indian Legion in Berlin in 1941 but developed difficulties with the Germans when they tried to use it against Russia and decided to go to Southeast Asia. On 21st October 1943, Subhash Chandra Bose, who was now popularly known as Netaji, proclaimed the formation of the Provisional Government of Independent India, Azad Hind, in Singapore. At that point of time, I had already said that Singapore was controlled by the Japanese army, and also those islands, that the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, it was also back that time it was part of the Japanese government. At that point of the time, when Subhash Chandra Bose was fighting against the British, so that point of time the Japanese gifted those islands to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, which ultimately came along with the India. So right now Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the part of India. Thus its whole credit is gone to the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Netaji went to the Andaman, which had been occupied by the Japanese, and hoisted the Indian flag there. 21st October 1943. This date, remember this date. This date was the for the first time we have. We have also initiated our independence movement long ago, quite a long ago, starting from the 1857. But I must say that 21st October 1943 was, just remember this date. This was that date, and you can see in the photograph that this was the place over there. First time our Indian flag was hoisted over there. In early 1944, three units of the Azad Hind Fauj, actually, uh, let me add a single point over there. Azad Hind Fauj had three different brigades: Gandhi Brigade, Azad Brigade, and Nehru Brigade. When Subhash Chandra Bose took over the actually yeah when Subhash Chandra Bose took over the control of the Azad Hind Fauj, actually earlier this Azad Hind Fauj was formed by the Raj Bihari Bose. So we will look into this after that. Yeah, actually, I was telling that three brigades: Gandhi Brigade, Nehru Brigade, and Azad Brigade. Later on, these all brigade combined and formed two other regiments. One was Subhash Regiment, and another was Jhansi Regiment. Jhansi Regiment was completely led by uh, Dr. A. Lakshmi Iyer something. I'm not recalling the name right now, and she was the commandant of the women regiment. You can just say that in the current date, Indian Army and all the government and they are trying uh, uh, to make the females as the part of the warrior regiment in the Indian Army. So back at that point of time, Subhash Chandra Bose had already created a Jhansi regiment, Jhansi Rani regiment, which was completely dedicated to the female warriors. Mahatma Gandhi used to also call him the prince among the patriots. So let us come to the national movement. There was a national planning committee under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, to formulate a policy of broad industrialization. At that point of time, look, everybody have known that if you want to progress, you want to make things in your own hand, you have to you have to set up the industries, economy over there, and give the people some work, generate economy. So this was very much needed because using this industrialization, the Britishers could easily rule us for more than 200 years. In 1930, he was also elected as the president of All India Trade Union Congress. He stood for unqualified Swaraj, which was independence, and opposed the Motilal Nehru report, which spoke for dominion status for India. He actively participated in the Salt Satyagraha and of 1930 and vehemently opposed the opposition of civil disobedience movement and signing of the Gandhi-Irvin Pact in 1931. In the 1930s, he was closely associated with left politics in Congress along with Jawaharlal Nehru and M.N. Roy. So let us come to the that part. What happened when the Subhash Chandra Bose went to the Germany? We all knew that Subhash Chandra Bose was under the house arrest when he escaped to Berlin by the way of Peshawar and Afghanistan. Over there in the German, it was probably in German that Subhash Chandra Bose was first known as Netaji, which literally means leader of leaders. In German, it is called Führer. The Führer, which was given to the Hitler, Adolf Hitler. The period of the stay in Germany was from April 1941 to February 1943. These Berlin years of Netaji are still in a riddle for most of his objective and biased biographers. It is still a puzzle how a self-respecting and dynamic personality could put up for 2 long years with an inhuman fascist clique which desperately tried to submerge the whole humanity in rivers of blood. But it is beyond any shadow of doubt that he was solely and unequivocally guided by one desire, the liberation for his mother India from the cruel clutches of British colonialism. Earlier, I have said that over there, an Indian legion in Berlin was set up in 1941, but it developed difficulties with the Germans when they tried to use it against Russia and decided to go to southeast. Look, one more fact is that actually there were many more of the historians which they had mentioned in their text that uh, Hitler look Hitler was quite a very much racist who believed that German as an Aryan country was right in colonizing Indians. So you think that it is very much, I mean to say that I must just repeat this thing in the Hindi that हिटलर को काफ़ी ज़्यादा मतलब ऐसा लगता था कि मतलब कि जो ब्रिटिशर्स है एरियन कंट्रीज है वो वाइट पीपल और वाइट पीपल जब ब्राउन पीपल आई मीन साउथ ईस्ट एशियन थोड़े से ब्राउन रहते हैं तो उनके ऊपर जब उन्होंने जो उसको कॉलोनाइज किया है दैट इज़ वेरी मच ट्रू एंड फ्रॉम दिस थिंग इस इन चीज़ों से सुभाष चंद्र बोस काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंटेड भी रहे थे एंड एक तरह से मैं ऐसा भी बोलूँगा कि नो इशू मतलब उनका जर्मनी में रहना काफ़ी ज़्यादा मतलब उनको कॉन्टैक्ट्स गेन करना एंड ऑल बहुत सारी चीज़ों में मतलब सपोर्टिव भी था बट कई एक तरफ से उनको भी ऐसा लगा था कि 1 साल जो उन्होंने मतलब पूरा का पूरा जो हिटलर से जो मदद मांगने के लिए जो उन्होंने जो डिवोट किया था बर्लिन में वो उनका थोड़ा बहुत मतलब वेस्ट तो गया ही है जर्मनी जर्मनी ने मतलब सुभाष चंद्र बोस को तब तक नहीं छोड़ा था उन लोग क्योंकि वो उनको यूज़ करना चाहते थे फॉर द जर्मन विक्ट्री ओवर द रशिया दे वांट टू यूज हिम फॉर दिस इवेंट दे ओनली अलाउड हिम टू लीव द जर्मनी when the Germans surrendered in Stalingrad and Hitler secret plan for India fell apart. At that point of time, हिटलर मतलब उसको क्वाइटली पता चली गया था कि हम कि उन्होंने जो प्लान जो किया था मतलब नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस के साथ जो मतलब उनको मदद करने की वो भी ख़त्म हो चुका था। एंड मेजरली उसका सबसे बड़ा मतलब जो जर्मनी का सबसे बड़ा यही था कि उसको सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर में रशिया से उसको जीतना था। बट जैसे वो रशिया से हार गया उस पॉइंट से उसका कम्प्लीटली मतलब जो भी प्लान था वहाँ पे उसका शैटर हो गया। एंड दैट वाज अ वेरी मच at that point of time it was a very much mistake for the Subhash Chandra Bose also. And over that point of time when Germany was also defeated and all of the European unions sorry European unions not European unions that the British power, they also knew that Bose was in the Berlin, so long journey to the far east was very much dangerous for him. He boarded a German submarine on 8th of the February 1943 from Kiel with another Indian colleague, Abid Hassan. He left his wife and only child daughter Anita over there in the Germany to free his motherland from the clutches of the Britishers. You can just imagine how much sacrifice you can just see that how much sacrifice one could uh, sacrifice for his motherland. Let us come to the Indian National Army. Look, that army, it was very much, it was very much conflicted between the reports and some sort of the incidents that collided with that. That Subhash Chandra Bose marched the prisoners of wars along from the Russia to the Burma. Actually this fact was not right. During the World War II, when Britain got defeated to the Japan captured some Indian soldiers. Not some, a very large amount of Indian soldiers, the soldiers of the Indian National Army. Actually, not Indian National Army, British Indian National Army. It used to be said that. So over there, uh, Ras Bihari Bose, he founded the INA over there using the prisoners of war of the INA in the Japan, and they were situated at the Singapore in the land of the Singapore. At that point of time, Singapore was controlled by the Japanese. So in 1942, Rasbihari Bose, he formed the INA over there using the POW, the prisoners of war. Later Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose took over the leadership of INA, and INA was created with the support of Japan, which was also called as the Azad Hind Fauj. And over there in the famous call Chalo Dilli, it was given on that day only in the Singapore that I have earlier mentioned about, that the dice over here over which he stood and gave a very motivating speech of war cry to the entire battalion and to the entire army. So and included both the Indian prisoners of war from Singapore and Indian civilians in Southeast Asia. Its strength grew to 50,000. The INA fought Allied forces in 1944 inside the borders of India, in Imphal and in Burma. In November 1945, a British move to put the INA men on trial immediately sparked massive demonstrations over the country. Along with this, prisoners of war received massive support of the people of India on their return to India. Public on their own began agitating against INA trials. The naval ratings in Bombay revolted in favor of INA. This public upsurge was utilized by the INC, the Indian National Congress, as an opportunity for impeding elections, where INC emerged as undisputed majority party while Muslim League overwhelmingly dominated the Muslim constituencies. Actually, these all things are related with the these all things are actually related with the Indian freedom struggle. So yeah, beside talking about the Indian National Army, so look, the Indian National Army forming an army, and over there when Gandhi and Bose they used to be the together. Gandhi was very much a huge believer of the non-violence. So that's why Subhash Chandra Bose had differences with Gandhi and wasn't keen on non-violence as a tool of independence. Bose called the suspension of non-cooperation movement in the wake of the Chauri Chaura incident a national calamity. He advocated complete Swaraj and was in favor of the use of force to gain it. Bose stood for militant nationalism for achieving India's freedom. Let us come to on the Azad Hind government. Look, on 21st October 1943 is one of the most special days in Indian history. On this day, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose formed the provisional government of Azad Hind in Singapore. This government was recognized by 11 countries, more than the Axis powers, and had diplomatic relations and embassies with 9 countries including Germany, Japan, Italy, Croatia, Thailand, Burma, Manchukuo, and Second Philippine Republic. Ireland had already sent a note of congratulations to Subhash Chandra Bose also. Under his provisional government, the Indians living abroad had been united. द वर्ड यूनिटी, एकता जिसको हम बोलते हैं, वो काफ़ी सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी भी रहता है। एंड हम इस चीज़ को काफ़ी ज़्यादा मतलब बहुत ही मतलब ये अच्छी मतलब काफ़ी अच्छे ढंग से इसको समझना भी चाहिए। मतलब जिस टाइम पे हिंदुस्तान में पूरी तरीके से मतलब हर कोई फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल हर कोई चाहता था, हर कोई कर भी रहा था कि सबको फ्रीडम चाहिए, बट जिस तरह से चल रहा था और ये जो एक एटीट्यूड कि हम अपना एक प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट खड़ा कर रहे हैं हिंदुस्तान का, इंडिया का, just look at this attitude of him. Netaji assumed the responsibilities of the head of state, the prime minister, and the minister of war and foreign affairs, Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan. She was the commander of the Jhansi regiment. Subayar A. Iyer was the broadcasting minister, and Lieutenant Colonel Chatterjee was given the charge of the finance ministry. Apart from these, there were also full-time secretaries and advisors in this government. आप लोग जस्ट मतलब ये एंटायर जो मतलब जो हायरार्की और जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव फॉर्मेशन है, वो फॉर्मेशन कहीं ना कहीं आपको पूरी तरीके से आज के डेट का जो कैबिनेट फॉर्मेशन हो गया, जो पीएमओ फॉर्मेशन, जो उसके लगभग आसपास मतलब मिलता जुलता नज़र आएगा। द एंटायर फॉर्मेशन वाज ओवर देयर, सब चीज़ था उसमें, ऑफिसर्स थे, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स थे, फाइनेंस हो गया, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग हो गया, आर्मी कमांडर्स हो गए, फॉरेन अफेयर्स हो गए। द कंप्लीट थिंग वाज डेवलप्ड बाय सुभाष चंद्र बोस इटसेल्फ। सो ओवर देयर नॉट ओनली दिस, आज़ाद हिंद गवर्नमेंट में सिर्फ और सिर्फ मतलब आज़ाद हिंद गवर्नमेंट में सिर्फ और सिर्फ आर्मी नहीं थी, उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें, उसमें उसका एक अपना खुद का बैंक भी था। दे हैड अ आज़ाद हिंद बैंक ऑल्सो, देयर करेंसी वाज देयर, देयर पोस्टल स्टैम्प्स वर मेड बाय दिस इंडिपेंडेंट गवर्नमेंट। दैट आज़ाद हिंद government had also its own tricolor flag. This tricolor flag, which was hoisted in the 1943, earlier in this video I told you, in the Andaman and Nicobar Island. On 14 August 1944, the Bahadur Brigade of INA, under the leadership of Colonel Shaukat Ali Malik, captured the Moirang area of Manipur by defeating the British. The currencies, stamps, etc. of the independent India were also used there as long as the area remained under the control of INA. INA का जो पूरा जो मुहिम था, उसका उनका पूरा जो मिशन था आज़ाद हिंद फौज का, उसके जो अचीवमेंट्स है वो ये है कि उन्होंने एंटायर मतलब फ्रॉम द ईस्टर्न साइड, आप अगर देखो आज के डेट पे जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के काफ़ी सारे एरियाज़ की तरफ से वो लोग विन करते हुए आए, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो बर्मा में उनको डिफीट करना पड़ा, उसका भी जो रीज़न है वो रीज़न आपको पता चलेगा। आईएनए ने आईएनए ने काफ़ी सारे मतलब बैटल्स लड़े ब्रिटिश के साथ, कुछ जीते कुछ हारे, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू सम एस्टिमेट्स 25 to 30,000 INA soldiers sacrificed their lives in these battles. According to the historian, during the terrible famine in Bengal in 1943, the INA helped the people and ran the clandestine food items supplies for the Bengal of people. एक्चुअली ये भी एक बहुत मतलब बहुत ही बड़ा ये था जो बंगाल फेमाइन जो था, जिसमें मतलब लोगों की काफ़ी नीड भी जो थी, बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब उस टाइम पे नीड भी थी। एंड उस टाइम पे कई ज़्यादा मतलब ब्रिटिशर्स ने इतनी ज़्यादा कोई मदद भी ऐसी नहीं की थी उस टाइम पर। आज़ाद हिंद गवर्नमेंट ने उन्होंने ये सोचा कि इंडिया, उन्होंने उन्होंने कभी ये नहीं कहा कि अभी करंटली वो ब्रिटेन इंडिया है तो अभी हमें नहीं मदद कर, ऐसा नहीं, उन्होंने कभी भी नहीं सोचा। दे उन्होंने मतलब एक सेकंड के लिए भी नहीं सोचा, विद इन अ फ्लिक ऑफ अ सेकंड they decided that their savings, that their all the currencies on the bank, it will completely go for the people of the Bengal. The British forces also arrested thousands of INA soldiers and conducted the infamous trial at the Red Fort, in which top INA officers Sanawaz Khan, Prem Sehgal and Gurbakh Singh Dillon were tried for treason, गद्दारी के लिए। और इसी प्रोटेस्ट के वजह से मतलब इसी सब मतलब इन्हीं ट्रायल्स की वजह से उस वक्त ना मतलब एक ऐसा मतलब एक आग और पूरी तरह से मतलब फैल चुका था कि लोगों के समझ में आ गया था कि अब हमें यूनाइट होना पड़ेगा। अब ये जो नॉन वायलेंस का जो चैप्टर है उससे नहीं होगा। The protests against Britain also started across the country, and in Mumbai, the soldiers of the Indian Royal Navy openly revolted against Britain, also known as the 1946 Naval Mutiny. It is estimated that over 220 people died in the police firing, while roughly 1,000 were injured. This revolt is deemed as the main reason behind the British decision to leave India. अगर हिंदुस्तान उन लोगों ने मतलब ब्रिटेन ने छोड़ा तो ये जो नेवल म्यूटिनी एक सबसे बड़ा मतलब एक इवेंट था 1946 का। एंड 1946 का जो नेवल म्यूटिनी है वो इवेंट का जो इंस्पिरेशन है वो इंस्पिरेशन आया आज़ाद हिंद फौज से। अगर इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी का जो बर्मा में डिफीट होना एंड उनके और टॉप ऑफिसर्स का ट्रायल रेड फोर्ट में अगर नहीं होता तो कभी भी मतलब इन इंडियन नेवी के अंदर कभी भी वो रिवोल्ट करने का कभी कोई ख्याल भी नहीं आता। There was a very famous, I mean, during the Britain's Prime Minister Attlee, during his 1956 visit to India, then Governor of Bengal, Justice P.V. Chakravarti, that Netaji Bose's armed rebellion was more helpful getting freedom than any other moment. It was completely told by the Britain's Prime Minister Attlee. There's been a video which is going to be attached.
When Subhash Chandra Bose said in Singapore, "तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा," and when Prime Minister Attlee was told, and he came to this thing and he was staying with the Chief Justice at that time, he said, "Why did you leave India? After all, you had won the Second World War. Gandhi had almost got this thing on that." This thing like that. The worst was over. The Quit India movement had flopped in 1942. What was such much a tearing hurry in 47 that you said that no, we have to go immediately? He said it was not that. It was the spark that Bose had created among the soldiers of India.
वीडियो भी आपने अभी देखा। INA soldiers could get the status of freedom fighters in 1979 to 80 only. INA soldiers started getting pension from 1980, 33 years after independence. The 2022 decision of installing a statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at the India Gate is a fitting tribute to Netaji, and the proposed statue will keep reminding us of the same. We are very much thankful to the Subhash Chandra Bose, what he had sacrificed, what he had achieved in his life, and just because of his what he had done till the 1945, I must say that India is very much thankful to his contributions to this country, his contributions to this to his motherland. एंड ये भी काफ़ी मतलब जो फ्रीडम फाइटर्स का जो स्टेटस जो आईएनएस सोल्जर्स एक्चुअली उस टाइम पे क्या है कि 1947 में जो हुआ वो पावर ट्रांसफ़र हुआ। तो पावर ट्रांसफ़र से पहले मतलब पावर ट्रांसफ़र मतलब वही कि ब्रिटेन के हाथ में था, अभी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में कम्प्लीटली रहेगा एंड कम्प्लीटली वही लोग अभी रन करेंगे। तो उस वक्त जो ट्रायल्स चल रहे थे आईएनएस सोल्जर्स के ऊपर, वो ट्रायल काफ़ी लंबे समय तक चला। I mean, this is a part of this was a very kind of an ashamed thing, but we must follow the rules, whatever the rule says. So yeah, I was very much thank you, um, very much thank you for to the team, to our team of Edsta, for getting these all of these facts and compiling it at a single platform, a single video. So I hope that you guys have just got to know about everything, each and every details of the Subhash Chandra Bose over here. So have a nice day and kindly stay connected with the Edge Thank you.